The first year of your baby's life is so important for their development. No matter how many books you read, there is no way to fully prepare on how beautiful and terrifying it is when that baby finally arrives. And there is no one way to best nurture your child. But we're here to help you make sense of it all. Hi, and welcome to In the Know Milestones, a show for parents by parents, where we delve into the best advice and products to help raise your little ones. Today, we will dive into our very first milestone, feeding. It may seem natural and straightforward, but sometimes breastfeeding can be complicated and even painful. That's why today we're going to be talking with Erica Campbell, a former registered nurse and current lactation specialist who founded the blog, The Milk Manual, where she shares her expertise and support for her fellow mamas. Hi, Erica.
Hi.
If you just want to take a moment and just give us a little bit of your background.
I am a lactation consultant and a registered nurse here in Houston, Texas. I've been doing this for almost 4 years. Basically, my entire career has been helping families, helping moms and babies, and I love it.
So what would be something you would say is the most important thing for new moms, or essential thing for new moms to know about feeding?
My one biggest piece of advice is if you are struggling in any way, to ask for help. A lot of people will suffer through feedings or decide to just use Band-Aid methods to take care of a problem versus asking for help. But there's so many resources available. There's so many people you could talk to. I also really like things that kind of help with nipple care. So the Medela, like gel pads are really good. And then there's also really cool sustainable options as well. I would recommend the My Breast Friend Nursing Pillow, mostly because it's really sturdy. There's also this really nice little pad for lumbar support, which I think is really great.
My next question would be breastfeeding versus formula feeding. So can you speak to that, like the difference between that breastfeeding and formula feeding?
Obviously, with breastfeeding, there are the nutritional aspects, the antibodies, but for some people, it's not comfortable. It affects them mentally, it affects their mental health, and that is something that's very important. With formula feeding, obviously that costs money. It can be very, very expensive, but at the end of the day, it is still nutrition and a meal for your babies. I personally use the Dr. Brown bottles, so I always recommend them. I think they are great bottles in general. And then to warm up the milk, Dr. Brown's even has a really good bottle warmer. Those are two key things that you'll definitely need for bottle feeding. A lot of people think that they have to either pick formula or breastfeeding, that there's no in between. But at the end of the day, you can feed your baby in so many different ways. If you just do whatever you can do and what feels right, then you can make it work.
Can breastfeeding be painful?
There is definitely some discomfort, but it's one of those types of things where it's more soreness and tenderness that you expect to go away. And it does after a couple of days, maybe a week or so, that feeling starts to go away. Again, ask for help. Even if it's help from a lactation consultant, a friend, your pediatrician, is whenever it is painful the entire time. As soon as you realize okay, this pain is for real, then reaching out.
Erica, thank you so very much for being with us today on In the Know Milestones. Thank you for all the good information you gave us, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you so much.
That was so helpful and enlightening. Whatever path you take raising your little one, know that you have parents in the same boat wanting the same thing, the best for their babies. Thank you for being with us again on another episode of In the Know Milestones, and we will see you again.